mustn't do, I would suggest, is violently riot. Because of the control, the military control systems in place waiting to be played, if people violently riot, then it's like saying, I've got all the aces here, because I've got all the numbers, and far more numbers than the controlling force has, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to violently riot, and what I'm going to do therefore is I'm going to hand you all the bloody aces for you to say, we have to put the military on the streets, we have to do this, and we have to do that because of all this rioting. We don't need to riot. If you are standing there holding up this control structure, which is what we are, administering it, enforcing it through uniformed professions and acquiescing to it as the mass of the people, you don't have to riot to bring the frickin' system down. You have to stop cooperating with it. Boom, gone. No violence necessary. And that's what we need to understand, because there are going to be agent provocateurs who are being put out there in numbers to start the rioting, and if the unaware just lock into that, and this violence occurs in reaction to these things that are planned, then, like I say, the aces are going to be handed to the system. We need to be streetwise, canny, realize the points in the system which depend on us, and remove our acquiescence and remove our cooperation. If we don't cooperate, the system cannot function. That's the power. Not rioting violently, refusing to cooperate. And that is what will bring the system down. And we're at the point now where we need to start doing it very fast. We need to go from head in the sand to that guy in China looking the tank in the eye very, very quickly. But we can do it. It's just a choice.
Thank you, David. Just one last question before we go. I just wanted to know if you were willing to put on record any predictions. I know you were quite accurate about 9/11 because you knew it was going to be manipulated into place. Put it on record, take a stab at anything you think will be happening coming up.
Right. Well, in theme, look at what they want to introduce, which is a world government, world central bank, world army, microchip population, world electronic currency. Look at the techniques they use to get there. Oh, at a surveillance society, microchip people. Look at the techniques, the two main techniques they get there. Problem, reaction, solution. Create the problem, get someone else to be blamed for it, tell a fake story of the problem to the public, get them to either say do something or accept that changes are necessary because of the problem, and then change society in the way you want it changed, like 9/11, etc. And the other one is the totalitarian tiptoe, as I call it, where you're at A, you know you're going to Z, but don't go in too big a leap, although the leaps are getting bigger because it's moving on. Just go in steps towards where you know it's going. Those three coordinates, if people understand them, suddenly allow people to see the world in a different way. So what is coming is a series of problems, and because they want global solutions, they need global problems. You know, if you have an economic problem in Holland, the Netherlands, that's unique to the Netherlands, then they can offer a solution to the people of the Netherlands, but they ain't changing the world, they're just changing the Netherlands. So they need global problems to which they can offer global solutions, so they can change the world in terms of the way it's structured. So what we're going to see is a series of global problems to which they will offer global solutions, which will be this structure I've just described, including the surveillance and control and microchips. So we're going to see global economic collapse. We're going to see this pandemic, which is a global problem manufactured to, well, it's not even a problem, but they'll make it worse than it has been, so that they can have a global solution, which is the mass vaccination of the whole of the population. They want to cause devastation and chaos among global currencies so that they can justify the single currency, the electronic currency, and they want global conflicts to which they can offer the global army and the dismantling of all national armies as the solution to stop it happening again. So, and there'll be many offshoots and different expressions of that, but that is the main structure. Anything that where they create a global problem and they offer then the global solution, which is that structure I'm describing, it's the agenda. It's the agenda unfolding. So that's what they're planning. And the more we understand that, the less ability they'll have to hoodwink us into believing that the solution is a genuine solution to the problem, and will realize that actually it is a fake problem, manufactured problem, just to justify the advancement of the agenda that's been planned for a long time.
The most asked question, sorry I forgot to ask earlier, is about Project Bluebeam, and is this going to play into it? Are we going to be unified with some kind of fake alien invasion or fake messiah? Do you know anything about this?
Well, two things there. First of all, what greater global problem or global threat can there be than a manufactured, alleged threat to invade the planet by some alien force? We need a world army immediately, right, to meet the challenge. We must centralize military response to meet the challenge. So that's a problem if we buy it, that could be used to advance the agenda. What they want is the agenda. If it advances in a certain way, then there's no need to use that, or then no need to use this, because this has worked. If that doesn't work, then as well as that, then you use this to advance it a bit.